It's a familiar scene. Your child asks the same question for the third time in an hour. Why is the sky blue? They ask, once again, even though you've answered them twice already. You smile and repeat the answer, but then they ask again and again. It can be a little frustrating, can't it? You wonder, why do they keep asking the same thing? Didn't they hear me the first time? You might even think they're trying to drive you crazy, but here's the thing. It's not that they're not paying attention or trying to annoy you. In fact, the real reason might surprise you. This repetition has everything to do with how your child's brain is developing. Many of us have been there. When your child asks the same question over and over, the instinct is often to answer with the same response, perhaps with a bit more impatience. I already told you, the sky is blue because of the way light works. Or maybe you start to get creative and offer a simplified version, because of the way the sun makes the air blue. But then again, the question pops up once more. Some parents might even start to feel frustrated and begin to explain in more detail, hoping that the child will finally get it. Well, the blue light scatters more than the other colors. It's a science thing. It's easy to feel like they should understand already, but here's where many parents get stuck. We forget that for young children, the act of asking repeatedly isn't a sign of stubbornness. It's an important part of their learning process. So why does your child ask the same question again and again, even after hearing the answer? The answer lies in their cognitive development. Children, especially in the early years, are constantly building and strengthening neural connections in their brains. This process is incredibly important for learning, memory, and understanding. The reason your child keeps asking the same question is because they're trying to solidify the information in their minds. When they ask a question repeatedly, their brain is working hard to reinforce what they've just learned. This repetition helps strengthen the neural pathways related to that information. Essentially, by asking the same thing over and over, they are making sure the information sticks. In young children, the brain is still developing the ability to retain and process complex information. Repetition is a natural way for their brain to make sense of the world around them. This helps them understand abstract concepts, like why the sky is blue, and it gives them a sense of security in knowing they can rely on the answers they get. Additionally, repetition helps with language development. When a child asks the same question, they are practicing their communication skills and trying to solidify their understanding of language itself. It's also a way for them to gain more confidence in the answers they're receiving. So what's the best way to respond when your child asks the same question over and over again? The key is to understand that this repetition is a sign of learning, not annoyance. Here's how you can handle it in a way that supports their cognitive development. Answer calmly and patiently. Even if you've already answered the question multiple times, give your child the same respectful attention as you did the first time. You might say, "I'm happy to answer that again. The sky is blue because of the way light moves through the atmosphere." By maintaining a calm tone and showing patience, you're fostering an environment where learning can thrive. Acknowledge their curiosity. Let your child know that you appreciate their curiosity. "That's a great question, and I'm glad you want to learn more about it." This kind of positive reinforcement shows them that their questions are valuable, and it encourages them to keep exploring. Give them room to ask more questions. When your child asks the same question again, it's often because they have more to learn about the topic. After answering, you might encourage them to think of follow-up questions. What do you think would happen if the sky wasn't blue? This allows them to take the next step in their learning and keep the conversation going. Use visual aids or demonstrations. Sometimes, a visual or physical demonstration can help strengthen their understanding. You might say, "Let's go outside and look at the sky. I'll show you how the light hits the atmosphere and why we see blue." This makes the learning experience interactive, which can enhance their understanding and memory. Revisit the question later. If you feel like your child isn't fully understanding, you can revisit the question later with a new explanation or a different perspective. For example, remember how we talked about why the sky is blue? There's also something called sunsets, where the sky turns orange and pink. Let me explain why that happens. This builds on what they've already learned and reinforces their understanding over time. What can you expect as you implement this approach? Day 1. The first day may still feel a little repetitive, and your child may continue to ask the same question even after you've answered it. But by showing patience and consistency, they'll begin to trust that you'll provide them with the answers they need. Week 1. As your child hears the same explanation multiple times, they'll start to understand the concept a little more deeply. You may notice that their questions begin to evolve, and they might even start making connections to other things they've learned. Week 2. Improvement. Over time, you'll see that your child's need to ask the same question diminishes, but their understanding of the topic will grow. The repeated questioning will eventually fade as they internalize the information and move on to new areas of curiosity. Don't expect an overnight transformation, but with patience and consistency, you'll see steady progress. Children don't need us to provide all the answers at once. What they need is our support in their exploration of the world. They need to know that their questions matter and that learning is a process. When we respond with patience and curiosity, we give them the space to discover the world at their own pace. So the next time your child asks you the same question for the 5th time, remember this: it's not about repetition for repetition's sake. It's about building those important neural connections, strengthening their understanding, and fueling their innate curiosity. Your child is learning, and you're helping them grow, one question at a time. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate your support. If you found this helpful, please take a quick second to like the video and share it with anyone who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this every week. Have a fantastic day.